Good morning, I'm Sharon with the Pickaway County Library, and I'm here to bring to you your preschool story time. We're going to start off with a song, and it's sang to the tune of If You're Happy and You Know It. Are you ready? It's the color song. If your clothes have any red, any red. If your clothes have any red, any red. If your clothes have any red, put your finger on your head. If your clothes have any red, any red. Oh, I have red, so I'm going to put my finger on my head. And then blue. If your clothes have any blue, any blue. If your clothes have any blue, any blue. If your clothes have any blue, put your finger on your shoe. If your clothes have any blue, any blue. And then yellow. If your clothes have any yellow, any yellow. If your clothes have any yellow, any yellow. If your clothes have any yellow, smile like a happy fellow. If your clothes have any yellow, can you smile? Smile nice and big. All right, so it goes on like that. And if you have brown, you can turn your smile into a frown. Black, you can tap your neighbor on the back. And white, give a hug with all your might. I hope you enjoyed that little song. It's a lot of fun. Our book today is in honor of Black History Month coming up in February. So it is written by Maya Angelou, and the pictures are by Margaret Courtney-Clarke, and it's Crown Publishers. The name of our book is My Painted House, My Friendly Chicken and Me. So come join us. My painted house, my friendly chicken and me. To all the children, for they are the hope of humankind. Hello, stranger friend. I am Tonde, an Mbele girl in South Africa. I am 8 years old, and my best friend is a chicken. You may laugh at that, but when I tell my friend secrets, she can talk all she wants. But no one can understand her except another chicken, of course. My chicken not only listens to my stories, she has other uses. If you play with her and take her mind off of what's going on, you can quickly, very quickly, snatch a feather or two when she is distracted. She doesn't notice, and the feathers will come in handy later, of course. I have two hopes. One is my name, Tondi, which means hope in my language. All children are hope for their families, and many Ndebele girls are named Hope. If you like, you can call yourself Hope too, in secret, of course, especially if you are a boy, of course. The other hope I have is that at the end of this book, I can say, goodbye, friend, not goodbye, stranger friend. I don't know why, but Ndebele people do not call anything beautiful. They will say that the best thing is good. All Ndebele women paint their houses, and I want you to know, stranger friend, no one's house is as good as my mother's. She has started to teach me to paint good, very good designs. When I am taller, I shall have a house, so good people will stop in front of my walls and smile, and even laugh out loud. You have to have strong eyes to paint good, and your hand must not shake like a tree, or a leaf on a tree, for you must fill a chicken's feather with paint and draw a line as straight as a spear. You must have the pattern inside your head even before you dip the feather into the paint. Your hand must be steady to make the pattern sharp. The walls and your legs must be strong because sometimes the walls are high. My mother and her sisters sit by the fire in the winter, or in summer under shade trees, and they make good things with beads. They tell stories as they sort and string and sew. My mother lets me watch her, and very soon I shall be making the ampafato, a beaded apron, and the gahabi, the fringed loinflap, and they will be so good that when I dance, the stars will dance with me. My father built us small houses, and my mother painted them. We pretend that we can become small and go inside and have our meal. In my village, the children play with penny whistles and bicycles. Some are so shy they try to lose themselves in their mother's blankets. And some just sit back deep inside themselves and look out at the world. My friends and I go to school. We wear the uniforms Father bought in the town. But when we come home, we start jumping and laughing because we can take off those dry doll clothes and put on our beads again and look very good. Sometimes I go to the city with my mother and sisters and aunts in a wagon pulled by 4 mules. The women wear their best blankets and best neck rings and very good leg rings, of course. I am always happy to see the city people stare at my mother and relatives because the city folk have nothing so good as the Indabelly women. Their houses are all one sad color, and the women I see have no beads at all. I feel sorry for them, and I give them a good smile. It must help because they laugh. I wonder, are little brothers in your village as mischievous as my little brother? He wears a sun cap because he is supposed to tend sheep, but he is so mischievous that sometimes I would like to give him away to someone far, far away. To a good person, of course. He tries to get into everybody's business and even wants to make a chicken his best friend. He will never succeed, mainly because you have to know how to speak to animals. My brother can't help shouting, and of course, the chicken runs away. Now about my very friend the chicken. She runs for me only when she is on her own errands, but when she is free, I take her in my arms and I tell her that No, I can't tell you because you are not a chicken. I have enjoyed telling you about my village, my mother, and my squirmy brother, and the beads and the painted houses, and my good friend, the chicken. You may call me friend, and I would like to call you friend. If we ever meet, I will let you hold my chicken. She will keep your secrets safe. You know why, of course. Do you remember why? I'll let you think about that. Our next thing that we're going to get into is a craft. For our craft today, we're going to do a design, something similar to this. Do you remember this picture in our book, how colorful it is? Well, I've got our craft right here. And on our Facebook page, in the comments of this story time, you'll be able to print this off. And I just designed my own design, and I'm going to color it. Now, I have a chicken feather like Tondi, but you know what? I don't think I possess the talent that she does. So I am going to use some plain old markers. If you have crayons or you want to paint, that is fine. So the goal of this is just to design something very colorful. That's why I have so many different markers. You could take and make one of the triangles blue, and maybe one of your circles blue. Let's see, some orange. I'm going to paint one or color one of these in orange. Now this little craft will take a little while for you to do, depending on whether you use crayons or markers or paint. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And when you finish, it should be every bit as colorful as some of the pictures here in this book with Tondi. All right, we're going to go ahead and move into a fun activity. Our activity is going to be a little game with a traffic light. Why a traffic light? Well, an African-American inventor by the name of Garrett Morgan designed the first traffic light. So we're going to play that. Also, on the comment section, you'll be able to print this traffic light out for yourself and use that for the game. I went ahead and made my own, which you can do that too. And so the whole idea is you're going to have these 3 colors, obviously, red, yellow, and green, and you're going to simply call out the color. So your preschooler can do what it says. So red, we're going to call out red. So red means to stop. So we're going to stop and stand perfectly still. And then if we do yellow, obviously there's some motion, but it's slow because yellow means caution. So we're going to move really slow, and your little one can just move around really slow. But when we get to green, obviously we're going to go really fast. So you can run really fast and run all around and get to act silly, and then hurry up and call out red and watch your little one stop. And they have to stand really still. And this is a lot of fun, and you can play it over and over until they're worn out. Thank you for joining me today for our story time. I look forward to seeing you next week.